They actually have some infrastructure out there. They extended a water main on the west side of Waverly up from 191st. So it's currently there.
So, excuse me, the negotiations aren't at a standstill or anything, is it? Because what has transpired since January of 2013 to now? I mean, has it just, why, have we been working on it this whole time?
Yeah,
or?
it actually hasn't been at a standstill at all. We were contractually obligated by January 1 to make payments. Alan got with us in the summer of 2013 and said, you know, that while you were required to do that, we would be very interested in transferring customers in lieu of the payment. And so we've been working on that since.
Do we have an understanding of what the value of I mean, we have to look at that 183rd and Waverly section and the sort of businesses that might be associated there if we make that land available there, the value of that sort of customer. Because then you look at the lifetime value. What is a warehouse customer? What is, you know, it is what it is. It's going to be intermodal type businesses. That value, it could be office parks if we have that planned in such a way. But what's the value of a customer there when we have to look at it?
And we looked at kind of an industrial usage there, warehouse, and depending on the type of warehouse,
Sure.
the net income from that is, we estimated between $5,000 and $15,000 a year.
Okay.
So again, it's on their part. I mean, they're taking a little bit of a risk at that point because it's undeveloped. It is associated with the intermodal, so you know we don't know what's going to go in there.
Right, and how long that would take.
I think something will go in there fairly quickly as the intermodal grows.
Steve?
Well, I had a looking at the areas that specifically are being designated or being requested by County 7 for transfer. I can see some flexibility on the west side because warehouse properties typically don't use a lot of water. But on the south side of that interchange, I think I've got a little bit of a concern about the net present value of that property and the development potential, whether it be mixed use or other commercial development that could take place in that interchange area. We might be giving away a significant amount of future revenue on the out years to meet existing obligations. And so personally, I'm more inclined to look at ways to either finance that cost, you know, and get it to JOCO 7 and be able to, you know, to be able to hold those customers rather than lose those customers for a short-term reimbursement and lose out on that future revenue. But that's just my own personal feeling on that.
Yeah, and I would add, when you look at the map before you, Johnson 7 currently has the southeast corner of the interchange.
Mm-hmm.
The city has the north side, and we have that southwest corner.
Correct.
Right now, that's Nike School and the RB Hills. And so, you know, how long will they be there? That's something that we can't tell. They may be there for a long period of time. And based on their current usage, it's about $12,000 a year is that net increase for us.
Well, it's a long payback for now, yes, but again, there is a significant, to me, there's a significant chance that those could be redeveloped into other uses, and sooner rather than later, especially given the growth potential of that intersection as a whole.
So we already have infrastructure then there. That's what you think you said, right? That's what we paid the $435,000 for?
We actually have infrastructure running up Gardner Road. That's our main transmission main. It comes up Gardner Road right past these properties. The ones out on Waverly, I have infrastructure on 183rd Street. I don't have it on coming down on Waverly.
Steve mentioned financing the $431,000. We wouldn't necessarily be financing that, would we, Carol? Or Laura?
Well, we'd have to take a look at what we could do. You can't finance service area. So we could find other ways, but I could not just finance this payment. Can't do that. So.
But we may have to move other things around to accommodate
those things.
this payment.
Yeah, certainly. We can always take a look and come back and find some options, but you can't just finance the service area.
And,
So, Laura, I have a question. and I hope it's not a huge can of worms or anything, but this was established in 2008. Was there a plan, or we knew we were gonna have to pay this in 2013? Have we been, I mean, this is the first I've heard of it. I
Me
mean,
too.
Okay, I mean, is.
So, there may have
that-
been a plan, but I wasn't included on it, so,
Did we vote on this? 'Cause,
well, not in 2008, you did.
no, I know, but I mean, 11? What did we have, $17,000?
That was when we took possession of the wastewater treatment.
Might have, that was a credit to you on that one.
So we wouldn't have voted, I mean, well, I mean, it was a land deal.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we voted, but it was a positive, at least if that's.
Right,
right.
right, that's how it still reads.
It's never positive to us.
It-
Well, I
credit
mean,
off of what you owed.
Got a credit off of what we owed.
Yeah. So, but you think we did vote on that? Or would that have been just a?
I'm sure you did, there was,
We actually had the clerk go back and look, and we could not find any record of where the 17,000 went to council.
Went to us?
That is correct. That's the piece, the amendment that you look for.
So wait a minute, so we gave up something, we didn't get money in return? Is that what you're?
You're talking about the 17,000 credit that's on the Exhibit B, correct?
That sounds right, yes.
Yes. And you were asking if council voted on that?
Well, that's the
If I
first
understand the
question,
correction.
but then you said that,
That amendment, we could not find a record where this amendment went to council.
oh, I'm sorry, I thought you meant the payment. The payment went through.
The 475?
No, the 10,394.71, I think is what he's referring to, when, in 2011, during the supplement to the 2000 agreement.
So we got the payment, we just never voted on it, or there's not record of having it voted on.
It was a cost for us, it wasn't a payment, I mean, the net cost to the city for these transfers was 10,394.71 and was paid in July of 2011.
Well, I mean, if it was I thought you said it was a credit.
The 17,000 was a credit to, if you,
we can
Exhibit
go-
B shows, an amendment, the first amendment to the 2008 agreement.